Good morning.
Good morning from Mycenae, Greece.
I'm April, this is Tim. We're travelling the world and sharing our journey along the way.
Subscribe to our channel if you want to come with us. We are in Mycenae, Greece, and this city here was home to the Mycenaeans, a very ancient culture. This place dates back around 1650 BC, so it is incredibly old. And it's just so exciting to be here, knowing that there was a culture who lived here that long ago, and we're just walking along the same paths. It's incredible. One thing that always amazes me when coming to these ancient sites is just the size of the blocks that they use to construct the walls and buildings. Look at this lintel rock. I mean, that is just enormous. And how much do you think that weighs? It's pretty incredible.
It is the start of September and it's about 8:30 in the morning. The sun is very high and very bright, as you can see, but it's still slightly cool and there's no one else here. So definitely recommend coming first thing in the morning, and we were able to do that because our campsite was about 5 minutes away from this place. So at this site we're using the very helpful Brat guidebook, by the way. There's a cistern here, and I'll just read out what it says. The entrance is roped off, but this will not prove much of a hindrance, especially if you've arrived early in the morning, which we have. There's a total of 102 steps that lead steeply down and under the wall. You'll need a torch. The engineering of this passageway is extraordinary, keeping in mind it's about 3,000 years old, if not older. It used to be connected to an outside spring, providing a secure water supply, but the bottom of the cistern is now dry. We have found the roped off entrance and we're going in.
Let's go explore. This is so exciting. There's no one around. Let's do it.
Going in.
Oh wow, this is just incredible.
So I'm walking through here and all I can think about is the rocks falling down, but then I'm like, they've been here for like 3,000 years.
Wow.
It's like carved out.
Yeah. It's actually pitch black in here when you turn the torches off, as you'd expect. Let's do it. A little more.
No. Oh, this is the end?
Yeah.
I thought they said it was dry. Well, there you go, there's still water. I can't believe they've scratched this whole place out of this rock. This is amazing. I can't believe we're in here. This is all just carved out of the mountain. It's amazing. The tough part about bringing Tim to places like this is that he never wants to leave, and there's only so much time I can be stuck underground, Dal. Sorry to drag you away.
Hands down, one of the coolest things I've done on this trip so far. That was amazing.
Tim and I don't normally use guidebooks, and most of the time when you get a guidebook on an area, it's like the Lonely Planet book, which mainly has accommodation and like restaurants with like a really small bit of history. But when we came across this Brat guide, we were amazed at how good this book is. It is segmented by region, and then he's written it like he's just writing an email to a friend. And it's really easy to read, and if you just follow around, you don't have to even create your own itinerary. But the best thing is when you come into places like this, he will give you a detailed walkthrough. So he'll say, after the entrance to your right are these ruins. There's not going to be any sign, and then he'll tell you what they are. He gives a little map of these ancient sites inside and a detailed description of all of the little places to visit. So before you come here, you can actually read about it, and then while you're here, you can use the map and you can basically do your own little guided tour straight from the book. And if it wasn't for this book, we probably wouldn't have gone down into that tunnel. Well, Tim might have. But now we know exactly what the tunnel is, how old it is. We know that not to be scared of going past the ropes. I guess it's going at your own risk. But this guidebook, have to recommend it. So this gate and entrance behind me is about 3,500 years old. This whole area had a palace in the middle. So it's surrounded by these walls, and these were the gates that obviously kept people from coming in and maybe going out. But I can't believe this is 3,500 years old. We're just wondering if this is what it looked like at the time. Like, how much do rocks wear down over time? Especially 3,500 years. We're just walking away and heaps of other visitors have just arrived, and they're all just like going up to the rope and then turning around like, oh, there's nothing there. If only they knew. We're just walking around these old ruins. This section here is where the houses were, so the people of the town lived here outside of the palace. And we've just noticed this building complex is right near where the water supply is, and this looks like some kind of water channel.
Maybe an aqueduct.
I feel like if they had renovated this site and retouched it, it wouldn't look like this. So I'm going to assume that this is all original. On a side note, there are a lot of like feral dogs. They're not feral, they're just stray dogs is the word I'm looking for. There's a lot of stray dogs, particularly in this region, and last night the dogs were howling and barking all night, and now we've come through here, there's all these stray dogs racing through the complex. It's kind of takes you by surprise. I don't mind dogs, so it's okay, but yeah, didn't expect that in ancient Mycenae. So this was an old house, and Tim's just chilling on the threshold. So this is the doorway where someone used to live, and I love coming to places like this. You can just imagine stepping out of the house, the front door. This is your view, looking in to the valley. And then, see love, I'm just off to milk the goats so that I can make you some cheese for breakfast. I mean, imagine living here. Tim's found a few of these holes. I don't know if you can see. They're like carved out. I just noticed this is probably the best one yet. Ugh. See these like holes? They kind of look like it's just a natural hole in the rock. Except that they're all at the top and they're all really round. So I'm wondering if maybe they're kind of like a gutter drainage system. I don't know what type of roofs they had here. Probably something natural like grass or wood. But yeah, does anyone know what they are? It's not in the guidebook.
Unfortunately, our camera zoom isn't going to pick this up, but there's actually another fortress over there on the hill.
That's it. That's all the zoom I got.
But it just adds to the atmosphere of this place where you look across the valley and you can just see another ancient fortress there. There's so much history in this part of the world.
Here come the tour buses, just as we're leaving. I know people that are building houses right now in Australia with retaining wall issues. You need to speak to these people, 3,500 years old. Look at it. Still works. behind me is the oldest monumental relief in Europe. It is 3,250 years old. Can you believe it? Still there.
Well, if you're not sure which ancient site to come to in this part of Greece, we definitely recommend coming to Mycenae.
Yes, it's just so old. I can't
It is.
believe. And there's actually a lot to see here.
Oh, not to mention the landscape around. It's just beautiful views.
There is a museum here as well with a lot of the things that were found, like in the graveyards and the buildings. So we're going to check that out. And if you have to come to this site, if you come to the area.
It's very impressive.
And come first thing in the morning, because it is now about 10:30. We've been here for 2 hours and the tour groups are arriving. And it's getting pretty hot.
Plus just the light first thing in the morning is amazing off the mountains.
Yeah, and then after here we're just going to head down the coast and maybe do something different, like have a swim. We are now across the road from the ancient site of Mycenae at the Treasury of Atreus. It's basically a giant tomb built in a hill. Let me refer to my guidebook for a moment. It dates back to around 1,300 BC, and for a good 1,000 years it was the largest domed structure on Earth. It's 33 layers of giant rocks like this that have been layered with just a little bit overlapping, kind of going up, and then they smoothed it all down into one big dome and then just put a little circle piece on top. It is phenomenal. The lintel that is above the archway, the large stone there, is 120 tons. And that was put up there 1,300 BC. I don't know who or what put it there. It's amazing. The end of the day, we've made our way to Astros Beach campground, and it's probably one of the better setups we've had so far. Tim managed to straighten out those tent pegs, so a little bit windy, but I think it's pretty solid. It's not much to this tent, so we've kind of tried to use the car to buff the wind so we don't go flying in the middle of the night. And there is actually a beach just at the end of the driveway, so we're going to go check that out. So we are down at the beach and there is no one here. It's only for use by the people that are staying at the caravan park, and the caravan park is also really empty.
I'm surprised, like the weather's still really sunny. It's almost like it's still summer. Really.
It does feel like summer, but technically the high season has finished. It's the first week of September, so the rates are cheaper and the places are empty.
Yeah, it's like it literally just changes in a couple of days.
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
We're going to enjoy this beach tonight, and I noticed there are benches facing the water so we can watch the sunrise tomorrow morning.
Sounds good. Well, it's been fun sharing today with you.
And if you enjoy travelling with us, subscribe to our channel.
Thanks for watching.
See you next time. It's a wild mountain kitty.